Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Let's continue studying Master YongHua's Chanchi instructions.
I think tomorrow Guo Yu should fix this window. So let's fix all the windows first. Once they are fixed, it won't be as cold and the weather will likely become warmer. In the evening, we do this. During the day, we do Chanchi, because that place is too noisy and it's impossible to meditate there. So in the evening, you fix the windows first. So perhaps you all can go back first and fix it. So, does everyone agree? If you agree, then tomorrow they can move their things there.
So what's happening here is they just bought an old building and they're trying to fix it up and move over to have more space to practice Chan and to stay. But it's a lot of work.
So we don't have to wait until the 9th, right? Tomorrow evening is fine. Is that correct? It's okay. Just wear more clothes and go in the evening. So tomorrow during the day, we will purify the boundaries. It's okay to purify the boundary.
家交流怎么样？不然的话，交流我从工作中，然后后来就跑步机，跑会了又跑步，座谈可以到那边去来回这个。
Tomorrow, we purify the boundary first, and then on Sunday, when people from outside attend, we can purify again.
Okay. So they're fixing it, and before you move into a way place, typically the Buddhists would purify the boundaries. I think he's explained a bit later why they call purifying the boundaries. But the process that typically happens is described in the Vinaya. That's what Hinayana people do. And as such, they require 4 monks to purify the boundaries of a place. For example, before you turn this, for example, this church into a temple, we need to purify the boundaries so that it becomes the territory, Buddhist territory. And this is why in Buddhism, typically, you don't really have Buddhism at a temple unless you have 4 people, 4 monks. It has to be 4 monks minimum. And that's what the Hinayana wisdom is. They said that anywhere that you go and you see 4 monks at the temple, at least 4 monks at the temple, and the Buddha Dharma is there. Okay? If there are few 4 monks, you cannot purify the boundaries. Now in Mahayana, we're different. We don't follow the same rules, and Master Shinwa at the time was by himself. So therefore, he had this purifying the boundaries that we documented, that we use in our daily recitation handbook, and that's the one that he used. And then many other Mahayana ways or methods to purify boundaries as well. Yes, JC?
So I have a question. When you have a new temple on lease, or when you acquire the real estate and build a new temple, is there any difference in the strength of the boundaries?
Absolutely. When you purify the boundaries, basically it's the monks there, let's say in Hinayana style, the 4 monks there, they purify the boundaries, and what they do is they invoke the Dharma protectors to come and protect their way places. Okay, that's a main reason why you purify the boundaries. You need to have Dharma protectors. Very much like what's implied here, away mountain temples, we have police and sheriff's protection, fire department's protection. So we can assume that if something happens, we can always call them for help. Same thing here. At the temple, we need the Dharma protectors to come and protect us so that we can function as a temple. Okay, so this is a Buddhist territory, so that when the troublemakers come, they will be kept outside. Now, so each monk would have their own Dharma protectors, okay? Because a monk is a representative of the Sangha, so each monk brings to a location his own Dharma. And so the monks usually have their own Dharma protectors. So there's a bit difference in protection between temples. Okay, depending on the level of the monks. Yes, that's right. So, for example, when you go to a temple that is, for example, in Korea, there's some temples, the big three temples, the Dharma protection is pretty strong. Okay, other temples, not so much. Okay. Yes, there's a huge difference in the boundaries setting. Yes, JC.
I think my question didn't come across correctly. My question was, is there any difference when the temple was on lease or when you acquire?
Doesn't matter. You go there, and as long as we set it up as the boundaries, to purify the boundaries, then we can function as a temple. And once we're done, we release the boundaries. Continue.
同意的话，因为明天他们那个东西就搬了，是不是？礼拜二。哦，那你要礼拜三，礼拜三那个，礼拜二，对不对？因为这里他们人在那个当中是。在楼下搬。 所以不能等到第9天，明天晚间都可以，是不是？晚间讲地球没关系，冷一点你们穿多一点衣服去，然后。
Why are you laughing? That's fine. There are no fixed rules.
DTT has a question.
그 JMT의 베너러블 X씨께서 한국에 오신 후에 어떤 제가자 집에 정화를 해주신 거를 법문을 통해서 알게 됐어요. 제 질문은 그렇다면 그 정화를 해준 그 제가자의 집에 노스님의 호법 신장들이 그 집을 지키게 되는 건지를 질문드립니다.
So, Master, from JMT, from the Dharma talk, I learned that Venerable XC visited one of a layperson's house, and then he blessed the house and also cleaned the house from troublemakers. Does that mean Venerable XC's Dharma protectors are protecting this layperson's house?
Yeah, temporarily. Okay, but you have also have to understand. When we send the Dharma protectors, we help you out. That works temporarily, but you yourself bring them in. So we really have no way to stop them. If we, let's say we chase them out, after we seal the area, set up the boundaries, then you yourself open the door to let them in. It's not much we can do. So yes, they're gone, and then if you let them back in, it's not much we can do about it. So it's not permanent because you let them back in.
그렇다면 그러면 이제 일시적으로 보호가 그럼 그런 세란 여기부터 할게요. 그런 비유에 보면 청소를 깨끗하게 한 후에 집 관리를 집주인이 제대로 해야 된다는 의미로 받아들이면 되는지를 일단 첫 번째 질문 드리고요.
Okay, so Master, I just want to verify what I understood. So after clean the house And after that, the owner of the house has to maintain the cleanness. Is that right? And she has another question after that.
It's two different things. When the old abbot goes somewhere to purify and to help seal the house for you, it happens, it works, because basically the troublemakers are gone, okay? But don't think of it as permanent. And this is why many businesses, they will go to the temples and ask the monk to come and recite or bless their businesses frequently. For example, they do it every year around the Ulambana time. Many businesses I know of in Taiwan, they would, when I was there, they would invite the monks to go to their businesses to bless the businesses, and then on top of it, they feed the in beings there as well, the troublemakers as well. So the help is real, but they come back because of you, because of the owners, because of the residents. Because you open the door. If you close the door, it's no problem. But you open the door, how? By committing offenses. Okay? When you commit offenses, then you basically are inviting them in. There's not much we can do.
네, 그러면 이제 마지막으로 그렇다면 제대로 그러니까 계율을 어기지 않고 죄를 짓지 않은 경우라면 그런 보호와 정화가 된 상황이 유지가 된다라고 보면 될까요? 이 질문을 드리는 이유는 약간 우울증 공격이 좀 심하다고 느꼈을 때 그 시기가 있었는데 작년인가? 저희 집에 호법이 되고 있다라는 걸 느껴서 제가 질문드리게 되었어요. 네네. 그러니까 정화가 된 집에 보호를 받고 있구나라는 거를 제가 인식하게 됐었어요. 우울증 공격을 받았을 때. 네.
So, for example, I'm not breaking the precept, or I'm not offending anyone. Does that means the house is protected, and then the in-beings will keep away from the in-beings? The reason I'm talking about this is because last year I had a depression attack, and I was able to recognize that there's some kind of protection in my house. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. When you talk about depression, that's a different story. Okay, it's more complex than we can be explained in simple terms. But I'll give you an example. Let's forget about your house. Let's say we seal this temple here. So all the residents here will be protected. Okay? That's a fact. They receive protection. Okay? However, there are exceptions. Give an example. Let's say a resident here. Let's say a monk. No monk here. That's a safe example. Let's say a monk here, a Way Mountain Temple, commits an offense, okay, against someone who's stronger than me. So even though my Dharma protector is here protecting all of you, but you make a mistake of offending someone who's stronger than me, so my protection doesn't work anymore. Does it make sense? It's very specific. So we create offenses, and therefore we have to suffer the consequences. Okay? And that's a very simple example. Let's just say that this monk here committed offense not now, but let's say a prior life to someone who's stronger than me. Okay, now that person now is aware that that monk is here with me. You see? So you may not commit offenses right now, but the offenses you created were in the past, and it will catch up with you. All right? So it's a lot more complicated than it sounds. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. We have 2 questions. The first one is from Samson. Hi, Master. Are Dharma protectors spiritual beings that protect the temple, or do they come in the form of people who come and support the temple?
There are all kinds of Dharma protectors. In Buddhism, we have something called the Eightfold Dharma protectors. There are gods who protect the temples. Okay? There are spiritual beings that protect the temples, such as the Eightfold people. So you Eightfold Assembly. So there are gods, there are ghosts, there are spirits, there are pythons, there are dragons, and so forth. Those are very powerful Dharma protectors. They usually are stronger than the monk they're protecting. Why is that? That way, the monk can continue to improve. When you want protection, the protectors has to be stronger than you. Okay, because your own karmic retribution are stronger than you can handle. So therefore, when you go to a place where you receive protection, those are suspended temporarily. Now you have a chance to cultivate. Am I making sense to you? There's a reason why we establish temple. There's a reason why I train monks and nuns, because they extend the protection for you. Does it make sense? Okay, and so typically these Dharma protectors are very, very powerful. Okay, and some of them are weaker, but some of them are stronger than the people they're protecting. Okay, because part of the cultivation is to do that. Okay, the weaker ones come protect because they need to create blessings for themselves, help someone stronger than they are. Okay, when you help someone stronger than you, your blessings are much, much bigger than you would help someone weaker than you. Okay, that's why their sub-Dharma protectors are weaker than us. But there are sub-Dharma protectors who are stronger than us, because when we cultivate like a chanchi like this, the Dharma protection has to be stronger than me. Okay, so that I too have a chance to improve. If I cultivate. I don't cultivate, I don't need any protection. You see that? But they're still there. They're still around, because just in case I decide, today I think I cultivate. Because it takes time. Remember, if let's say this area is surrounded by drug dealers, okay? And so we need protection from the police. So you cannot say, can you come right now and send a patrol car? Okay, it's the area is still not as safe. So it takes time to increase the protection. So when I was living in a house and cultivating there for years, when I would drive out, okay, go to the market to buy some food, supermarket to buy some food. So I would notice, for example, the area that surrounded my house, not my house, but the house I was staying in, got bigger and bigger and bigger. As I drove out, very close to the house, very peaceful and quiet. And beyond a certain range, it's not as peaceful, and then a little bit lighter and lighter and lighter until, so what happened in my area right there, about practically the whole area is very peaceful. And And when I move away from that neighborhood, it's chaos. So over time, more and more of them come and camp around it, around you. So for example, we've been here for a long time, so the radius is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? The stronger ones at the core, and then the weaker ones are a little bit further away, so that it's very much like an army. If you want to get to the emperor, you have to go through a lot of people before you make it. So that's the nature of the protection. Does it make sense? Yes, DTT. She's interested in protection tonight.
제가 세라님께서 통역하고 계셔가지고 질문이 조금 지연된 거고요. 그럼 제가 이 질문을 드렸던 질문의 의도는 보산사에서 가깝게 살기 때문에 저희 집에 보호가 되는 것인지 아니면 정화의 그런 영향 때문인지가 궁금해서 질문을 드렸었던 것입니다.
I'm sorry, Master. The reason that I wasn't able to continue is because I had an actual question. So the reason that I was protected during that depression attack, is it because I was living closer to JMT, or is it just our house was purified?
Not for sure. Okay? It varies anyway. If it's purified, it could change, or you're near JMT, it could change as well. Okay? Maybe you're being a very good woman, but your husband has been naughty. So it's so many variables. Okay? You have to make sure your husband behaves. Does it help? Is he coming? Yeah, it's a good time to remind him. You have to gently tell him, honey, see how peaceful and safe we feel here at DTT? So when you go home, behave. This woman here is very persistent. Yes, she have a lot of problems with protection.
네. 끝으로 제가 너무 부산사 옆에 시골이라고 불평을 오늘도 했는데 절 옆에 살아서 감사드린다는 말씀, 그리고 마서, 그다음에 마서지, 그다음에 베너러블 X씨께 감사드립니다. 남편은 지금 미국에서 일 잘하고 있고 사리전시에 맞춰서 오기 위해서 약사를 열심히 하고 있습니다. 감사합니다, 마스터.
So, Master, originally I was complaining about the apartment located in countryside, but now I think that it's actually closer to JMT. I'd like to thank Master Z, Master Cincher. Yes, my husband is doing really well. He's preparing to be in DTT for the relic exhibits, and right now he's reciting Medicine Master.
Oh, whoa, wow.
All I can say is you train him well. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. We have some questions here. Before I start, I've been negligent in saying to our YouTube audience, please consider to like this lecture. I don't know if you realize, but those numbers really do matter in extending our reach of Master's Dharma. So please consider to do that. And if you're really interested and you've been coming regularly, please subscribe because it really does help. And thank you in advance for your consideration. Okay, let's see now. We have a question from Cordelia. Emitofuo, Master. In the Medicine Master Buddha Sutra, Master said to be successful in accomplishing a mantra, we need to listen to the sound, contemplate it, in our dantian and hold the mudra. May I ask if Master can show us the Medicine Master Buddha mudra and the Amitabha Buddha mudra? Emitofuo.
Mudras are helpful, but you don't need to simplify things, because I've seen a lot of monks and nuns, they go and they recite mantras, they recited mantras and then they did mudras and so forth. It's like a show kind of thing, and to impress people. As I get older, I get lazier, and I prefer to be more subdued, so that when I cultivate, I don't want people to know I'm cultivating. Okay, actually, I want people to think I'm not cultivating at all. So I don't use mudras anymore. So the point here is that Master Hsuan himself said that those mudras are not important. Okay, and they just help you concentrate better, but they're not necessary in the accomplishment. So I now prefer to be much more low-key, where I recite, except for the hands and eyes, I would not use mudras at all. Is there still a question? Okay.
Yes, Master. A question now from Chris. Do these eightfold spiritual Dharma protectors make themselves known to us? I'm just curious how to tell if they're around us. Thank you.
They're definitely around us, because, for example, you see how more peaceful. When you go from temple to temple, you can tell the difference. That's what I used to do. When I was loafing around various places, I would go to a place and I would meditate, and then I'd be able to compare the kind of peace and quietude that you experience in each way place. I used to do that when I was a lot younger. So you see, the point here is that you will, they are for real, because they bring calm and peace to the way place. Basically, they chase the in-beings away, number one. Number two, in particular, if the monks and nuns, the residents there, they are not scheming to try to get money from you, because when the monks and nuns scheme, like do things to try to get you, to hook you in, reel you in for more money, for contribution and stuff like that, that yin energy is there. Okay, it's beyond the Dharma protectors. Actually, Dharma protectors don't like it, dislike it, and they leave. Okay, so it's not permanent. If you do, you cultivate, you improve, Dharma protectors work harder, and better ones will come and come and come. But if you don't behave yourself, and you do stupid things, they leave. Okay? And so they're for real, for sure. And that's how you can tell. And of course, they have tremendous spiritual penetrations. They can manifest as a lay person, can manifest as a monk to teach you. It's not uncommon for them to manifest. So for example, in the Chinese system, when you have a big Dharma assembly, typically in the big temples, you will find, the big Mahayana temples, you will find that many bodhisattvas and mahasattva will manifest as lay people to stand next to you and bow with you and so forth. It's very commonplace. We have a lot of them. They have nothing else to do. We'll find a way to help you. Seriously. But the beautiful thing is that when they help you, you have no clues. That's a condition. Good things just happen to you. All of a sudden you say, oh, I should do this, I should do that. Because that's how they encourage you, and that's how they assist your cultivation. And the nature of the help is always very low key, and you don't even notice it. Okay? Because there are too many of us. It's difficult to say, hey, it's like, like when you have, I don't know, you do this. People who go hunting, and a duck, a goose flies by, and everyone goes, poof. Do you do? Never did that? 3 or 4 of us, I used to go hunting in Minnesota. That's a long, long time ago, okay? And when you go hunting, hello, come in. When you go hunting in Minnesota, it's very cold. You get up at 3 in the morning. And you drive into the woods and freeze your buns, sitting there and waiting for the geese to come. And then you blow this thing and to draw them. As they come, so a few of them will fly by, and 3 or 4 will just bang, bang, bang. And so which one is yours? So that's why the condition for helping from the Dharma protectors is that no one claims it's theirs. I'm sorry, I shouldn't bring up hunting and killing, but it's yes, it's connected. Yes, go first.
Emitofuo Master. So if you always stay protected in the temple, how are you going to pay your debt, your karmic debt?
Wait a minute, you back? They let you back in?
I arrived on Friday.
You arrived last Friday?
Last Friday.
I see.
Friday, yeah.
So you are allowed to stay now, or you're a legal alien?
Yeah, I'm legal.
You're a legal alien. Okay.
Yeah, but don't tell too much, just in case.
Okay, welcome back. So how long are you going to be here as an illegal alien?
5 years if I want.
Wow. That's not illegal alien. That's a visa alien. Okay. What was your question again? I'm sorry. Oh, it's pretty fast, huh? I mean, that's fast. I just heard that's very difficult to get a visa for these professional people.
Yeah, but my visa was fine since summer. Yeah.
Impressive. Well, I'm glad you're back. Okay, welcome back. Okay, what's your question again?
Thank you, Master. So if you always stay protected in a temple, how are you going to pay your karmic debt?
You don't have to worry about it. This is why they're better than us, because they only give you protection when you need it. And if, for example, when your karmic debts come and it's better for you to endure it and pay it back, then they step back and they let your creditors have a good time with you. Because if they didn't, let's say the Dharma protectors are overprotective. Let's say they like, South Carolina. Okay? And so they say, okay, I can let all of you have a good time with the women, but except for South Carolina. Okay? So they protect him. Okay? And so they can't get near him. They can't harass him. They can't make him hurt the legs like he sits there for 10 hours. No pain whatsoever. Okay? Yeah. See? That's why. Besides that, I rest my case. That's why. He's getting no protection. And so, if they did that, I would be very unhappy. Because part of my training is to selectively let some of them to come in and harass him so that he must learn to endure. If you shield it, like you shield your children completely, they will never learn how to deal with adversity. Okay? So that's part of the thing. There's a balance here. If they will let you do it up to the point where you can't take it anymore. Okay? And so there's protection, but actually very subtle protection, very judicious protection. It's kind of cool. It's very sophisticated, guys. Yeah. Okay? It's not like blunt force like me, say, I don't like you. That kind of thing. No, they're very, very judicious. Yeah? Does it help, huh? Macho nacho? So we have nothing to worry about. Part of our cultivation is also about learning to endure and then learning to accept the fact that we all have to pay back our debts. You cannot run away from it all forever. You have to face them. You have to pay them back, one way or the other. Okay? And that's wisdom. All right? Okay, anyone else? Yes, I have 8 here. Yes, I'm coming.
Master, so I actually love being at the temple because I do feel that protection. And every time I do fasting, for me to go out there, outside, it's just like, it really takes me a while to settle. Because I guess I am protected inside the temple, and then I feel like when I go back home, it's not like I am on my own because I still do the reciting, but I know I have to be careful.
Yeah.
And what can I do to be at home, and to have this protection? Is there something that I should be doing that I can actually do to improve that? So in my house, I live with my 3 children and my husband. But this time, again, it was overwhelming. It's just, again, so what can I actually do?
Well, you see, like I learned since we're here, let me tell you, not all protection is the same at the temple. So, for example, okay, you were to sit next to Vicky. She has her own protection that's adequate for her. You know what I mean? Because remember, we selectively let them in. So she has her own protection she needs for her cultivation. Okay, and her level is higher than you, so therefore when you go to sit near her, actually you get better protection. These guys are mercenaries. So similarly, you sit, near a lower level person, tough luck. You bring a protection yourself. Okay, cool. It's so interesting what's really happening. So you have pockets. There's just like there are gradations. Okay, but overall, you receive extra protections. All right. So what can you do at home? Not much you can do. You can purify the boundaries, but then you invite them back in. So, it's not a whole lot you can do. You can bring back statues, images of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, sutras, and so forth, and that area you put there will be protected. So when you want to, you go, you sit near the area. You stay near the area where there are Buddha images and sutras and so forth. That area has protection. All right? So if that's what you want, then I would have set up an altar at home. Okay, and then that the Dharma protectors will naturally come and protect that area. So when you stay near that area, it's safer.
Thank you, Master. So I do have an altar and I do have the shariras. Bowing to, doing bowing, will that as well help for that? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
In the back.
Master, then does it mean that it is better for us to move close to the temple, close to Rosemead area, or any area that has the Mahayana and our branches to get better protection for ourselves and for our cultivation?
Absolutely. You know, Rosemead is a very ugly city. It's a very poor city. You look at the, drive around, you see. Most houses are very, very ugly looking, like an afterthought. You say, okay, let's make a room here. Wait, we need a bathroom. That kind of thing. It's so they're tiny. The houses are small and ugly, and you're nearer to affliction. Yeah. But since we came to Lu Mountain Temple and decided to stick around here, Rosemead, for some reason, the property prices here have increased. And for some reason, the Chinese from mainland China are buying into Rosemead. Okay? Yeah. And so many of them look at our Wei Mountain Temple as a very desirable area. I would not move here myself, personally. But they love coming here, okay? And so as a result, our neighborhoods, the property prices are going up. So the point being that wherever there are cultivators in Mahayana, the region will prosper. Okay? Meaning everything increases in value, not just properties, but also the economy, also safety, also and so forth, naturally. So this is why the Taiwanese are very smart. Okay? The rich Taiwanese people, the businessmen, they scout, they go to temple, and they scout, and they ask for references. And when they believe that a monk is a sage, they would say, Master, I would like you to move to Taiwan. I will build a temple for you. I have a land in the mountain, perfect feng shui. I'll build a temple for you. So in Taiwan, you'll find that they have a lot of beautiful temples in perfect feng shui locations. Okay? And these Taiwanese businessmen are very smart. They do that because it brings the protection to Taiwan, okay, and then helps the economy, okay. So that's why the Taiwanese, you notice Taiwanese is a very small country, very small island, and yet the economy is doing very well. And they have something like TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation. They have Honhai, which is, for a small country, they have many, many key industries. It's incredible because they supported Mahayana. There were a lot of sages who were in Taiwan, like a living the Bodhisattva in the flesh in Taipei. It was a 7th crown Bodhisattva. There are a lot of arhats there. And they supported these temples. So the Taiwanese are very smart, unlike the Americans here. Americans here are not very, very wise. They only think of, cheating others, fundraising, and like our ex-president, do things to raise money, to get more money. But instead of supporting Mahayana. Okay, that's why you notice Taiwan is very, very strong. Okay, and unfortunately now in this generation, the younger ones don't believe in that anymore, and therefore they are not as strong as before. But the Taiwanese are very supportive of Mahayana. They are now confused by the Tibetans who are there, who are just picking the pockets, and they're supporting Mahayana dawning monks, but they really don't cultivate. So that's why Taiwanese Buddhism is very, very weak as compared to Korea, for example, K-land. K-land, they supported the real cultivators. That's why K-land is very, very strong. Very, very strong. Very stable. Okay? No growth, but very stable, which is a lot better than the rest of Asia. The rest of Asia is going downhill. K-land is stable throughout the years. It's so remarkable. Okay? But in the future, K-land will be on the decline because this generation of Honju and what happened? Oh, the people in DTT, they don't believe it anymore. They don't believe in supporting Mahayana anymore. This generation, that's it. After Honju's parents' generation, her generation, it's declining very rapidly right now. The young ones don't come to the temples anymore. They don't meditate. They don't practice. Okay, so the Buddhism is declining everywhere, including Korea. This generation. So we got to do something. Very important for you to have to do something. Okay, and it's very important for the Koreans who have money to have a better vision. Okay, they have to think better, think differently than just hanging on the status quo. No more young people in Korea is becoming monks and nuns. They're becoming monks and nuns because they're looking for comfort, okay, and a temple instead of cultivation. Same thing's happening in Taiwan right now. Taiwanese, I'm sorry to say this, I owe a lot to the Taiwanese, okay? The young Taiwanese monks and nuns, they don't cultivate anymore because too much money. Everyone's too comfortable. You become a monk or nun in Taiwan, you're expected to work 2 hours a day for the temple. The rest of the time, you're given stipends every month, you're given money, you're given clothing. Everything you need is taken care of. And you can go do whatever you want. It's no more cultivation. It's too comfortable. Look at us. Okay? It's hard work. Yes, 3.
Master, the temples around the corner on Del Mar, they're not Mahayana, are they Hinayana?
Which one? There are 2 of them. There are 3 of them.
There's 3 of them, but do you know what kind of style that is, where when the Koreans came here and then they went during the Fochi to the temples around the corner?
Oh, that one is run by some lay people. It's owned by some lay people. Don't go to temples run by lay people. It's a business. Lay people cannot manage money that's donated to Triple Jewel. Bad news for them. Okay? If you donate money in that donation box, I manage it, right? Because you give it to the Triple Jewel. If I mismanage it, I get in trouble. I make decisions on behalf of the Sangha with the donations given to us. A lay person has no right to make decisions on the monies given on behalf of the location to the Triple Jewel, okay? That must be run or managed by Sangha, not by a lay person. So it's a farce, okay? And that's why it's bad news. This is a sign that where the Taiwanese are going in the wrong direction, right there, the manifestation of it, okay? That I don't mean to criticize them, because it's none of my business, but I'm only very important for me in my job to point out to you when you ask, is that that's wrong. And this is the manifestation of a decline of Buddhism, because now the donors, the Dharma protectors, you are the Dharma protectors, are making the wrong decisions. They're helping the wrong elements. Okay? They're no longer helping the Sangha. They're helping lay people. Disguise as Sangha. They hire some monks and nuns and to speak Dharma to you, but they run all the money. That's wrong. Don't ever do that. You're committing a very serious offense against the triple jewel. Very, very serious. They're going to hell. Okay? You do not misappropriate funds from the triple jewel. Very bad news for you. And you're going to be poor, like forever. It's not worth it, let me tell you. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. What would be a manifestation of Buddhism growing?
The Buddha said it. He says, wherever there are people who are cultivating and who are becoming enlightened, that place, there's Mahayana, and that place, Mahayana will be thriving. Okay, so for example, Master YongHua, he says, after I'm done, okay, they will start building a Buddha hall in Ukiah. Okay, and after they finish building a Buddha hall, there's no more cultivation. That's what I heard. Okay, if that's true, I would never build Buddha hall there. Would be over my dead body, because I don't want people to stop cultivating because of me. Okay? And because now you go towards a direction where now you're comfortable, you're taken care of, you have plenty of money, and therefore you can, it last your lifetime, and maybe take care of your next generation, your disciples as well. It's all nonsense. Mahayana only thrives when people become enlightened. Without enlightened people, meaning that it's our responsibility to make sure that your generation, it's my responsibility to make sure your generation has enlightened people. Not just enlightened people like Master YongHua. I want you to be higher, much higher, so that Mahayana will grow. Because my Mahayana, my generation, is being limited by Master YongHua's disciples. Okay? I'm struggling like hell. Because everything I do is like running uphill. They are the descendants. They are the Mahayana. Okay? That's why I have to call them Chinese Mahayana. They are Mahayana, but Chinese Mahayana. Okay? So we're losing a lot of momentum. Okay? So I'm hoping that your generation will be much higher than my generation, so that Mahayana will keep on growing. Okay? So growth to me is in you, not in terms of followers or whatever. How many of you are enlightened, and what is your level of enlightenment? That's all that matters to me. Okay? There's one you're enlightened. You have your own protection. You have your own supporters. You have, like my abbots. I'm telling you, any of my abbots could have 20 temples, 100 temples on their own. They don't need me. I've done my job. I'm done. I could retire tomorrow. Go to the Bahamas. Drive my red car.
Master, sincerely, please don't.
Yeah, if I get bored, I will. I've done more than because you are so outstanding that I don't have much left to prove. Go first.
Emitofuo Master. So I also wanted to thank you or like to share because last July that's when I was planning to move to Dublin because my visa was expiring, but I requested medicine master Buddha help, and 1 week after they told me that they were going to do another lottery for my visa, and I think a few days after I got selected for it, so my visa problem got solved like that.
So I don't get it. You got a visa faster because you requested some plaque?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Maybe I should do the same too. Can I request to have a red car and retirement to the Bahamas? I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for a temple at all.
It could work, maybe.
It could work, yeah. I should try it myself. Thank you for telling me. Xianchun, set it up. Okay, anyone else? Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. Cordelia has an additional question. She says, Emitofuo, Master, does wearing a Buddha pendant help with protection?
Yeah, of course. It helps. But then there's some problems. Do not take a shower while wearing it. Do not bring it to the bathroom when you do your bathroom things. So it's a lot of little things that you have to pay attention. Okay? I feel that it's rather cumbersome. And if you have a Buddha image in your bedroom, do not do unwholesome things. Okay, so it's just so many things. So it's kind of impractical in my mind to wear a pendant. Okay. However, if you travel, if your son wants to join the Peace Corps for 2 years, and so you might want to include a pendant and have him put it in his luggage, for example. Okay. Yeah. So yes, there are some things that are useful, but for me personally, it's too cumbersome. Anyone else? Okay, enough gossiping. Let's go back to real learning.
By purifying the boundary, our workers will have protection. The Dharma protecting good spirits will come and protect the Dharma. For those who work here, at times, you should be careful when you work. Don't be like Guo Qian, who accidentally hurt his hand and bled a lot. Because human blood is precious, don't bleed anymore.
Okay. And so it's what I heard is that Master YongHua had a lot of remodeling going on in his temples. And I was told, amazingly, no one got really seriously hurt or killed or broke a leg or something pretty serious. None at all. So that's right there is a proof there's some protection. Okay? Actually, I experienced as well, like Master O Abbot told me about how Master XZ, when he was still a punk, fell off the roof at Lu Mountain Temple. Okay, Lu Mountain Temple roof is pretty high. It's about and steep, huh? Yeah, it's very difficult to maintain your balance. Very dangerous. And these Vietnamese are crazy. The old monk would climb up there to cut down a tree. And then Master XZ helped them out because Master XZ doesn't care. He says, I cut a tree, or I climb up and cut a tree. He doesn't think much. And then towards the edge, he fell off. Okay? And Master XC, I think, described it. Can you relate to us, the old abbot, what happened? I hope he still remembers. Maybe we shouldn't say this.
Thì nói sao? Hello, nghe không Khả? Khả nghe chưa? Cái vụ đó là cái thầy kêu cắt cái cây đó, tại vì nó quá gần cái mái chùa sợ nó sập. Thì trong kinh Lăng Nghiêm Phật nói là những cái cây nào mà nó cao khoảng 6-7 feet trở lên là có những cái spirit nó ở rồi, tại vì nó mất cái thân nó dựa trong đó. Cái cây đó con nghĩ là không có dưới 20 năm. Nên một tuần lễ con theo con năn nỉ họ là các ông ở đây tôi phải cắt, tại vì ông làm hại đến Tam Bảo rồi. Thì những cắt mà con rải cát tán xa, con năn nỉ họ suốt một tuần lễ mỗi ngày vậy. Thì khi lên tên tới trên đỉnh á, nó xô thầy con với thầy giới muốn văng xuống luôn. Con ngồi xuống nơi khỏi văng, con tại nó xô mình chạy giống cái trớn chạy đó, con ngồi xuống thì không sao. Thì cắt một hồi thì cái thang nhôm á, hình chữ A, thầy chỉ ngồi ở trên. Miếng nó xô sao mà thầy chỉ rơi xuống mà cái thằng nhập chưởng nó đi ngoài đường nó thấy rõ luôn á. Thầy chỉ rơi mà không có rơi thẳng xuống mà rơi giống như là 45 độ. Mà nhẹ nhàng không có bị thương hay gì hết á. Nhập chưởng nó đứng ngoài lộ đường, cái đường ở bên nó thấy rõ ràng luôn. Là có sự gia hộ. Rồi về chót á, đánh chót. Thì cô Nhẫn mới là ôm cái dây để dựng cho con với ông Hùng cắt. Thì cổ không có biết cái tấn để ngồi giữ thế. Thì rơi xuống ra giữa chân con với chân Hùng, nếu mà trúng đầu gối là nát luôn chứ không có còn vậy. Giờ chót cũng vẫn trả thù. Cho nên cái nhánh đó, nhánh cuối cùng đó mà cô Nhẫn cô ngồi vậy không chặt. Đất nó giật mạnh, cổ bung lên thì nó rớt xuống giữa chân con với Hùng cách chừng không tới 1 tấc nữa. Trúng đứa nào chân cũng nát hết trơn á. Tức mình báo thù mặc dù mình năn nỉ cả tuần lễ rồi.
Emitofuo, Master. So that incident happened is that Master told us to cut the tree because it was very close to the roof of the temple. And we were afraid that it will be too heavy, that it will actually create problem for the roof. So in Shurangama Sutra, it says that any trees that is 6 to 7 feet and above, they will have a spirit living in the tree because the spirit, they don't have a house, so they took the tree as their own house. So I think that tree is like more than 20 years. Therefore, every day a week before we about to begin our projects, every day I went to the tree. I sort of like begging them not to cause the trouble for us. And I also used the spiritual sand and everything that I could to actually ask them to let us do our work. So then at that time we were going to the top and we cutting the tree, and he was Venerable XZ and I was cutting it, and toward the right at the edge, Ru Chang on the street, he actually witnessed that Master Z fall off. Somebody pushed him, but somehow it was landed. He doesn't fall right down. It was landed to the ladder, and then he fall down. So it's very clearly Ru Chang was able to see that and relate the story to me. And also, second thing is right at the very last moment where me and Ahong and Venerable Shinran back then, we told her to hold the rope so that we cut down the last branch of the tree. And it's very mean. The spirit there was very mean because they almost cut off 2 of our legs, and it was almost like just like 6 inches away from both of our legs. And if it fall right onto both of our legs, I think that it will cut it off completely, because there's no way that we can survive that. But part of it is because she also doesn't have experience on holding on the rope herself. Therefore, magically we were able to be spared from that. But the spirit, even though we actually prayed to them for a week, they still trying their best to take revenge on us.
Yeah, and lucky that the tree trunk missed both of your legs. Otherwise, no more full lotus for you. Okay, and so what they're describing is that the Master Z, I believe, maybe he'll still remember, was used on a aluminum ladder, the small one that I think Roberta you have. It's very, very flimsy one that really flexes when you climb on it. It's about 14 feet up there. About 12, 14 feet to the roof. So he was standing there, and according to Master XC, the ladder got pushed. So instead of Master Z falling down like this, he's actually falling like this, 45%, 45-degree angle. And then he would land softly, very soft landing without any problems. Master Z, you still remember? He nearly died?
Yes, Master, I still remember that. But I fell down. I don't feel any pain or hurt at all.
You didn't feel any pain at all? Yeah. Let me tell you, I relate to you this story now so that see if I can outdo you. When I was at Master YongHua's temples in Seattle, okay, that's after he died. Okay, so we under new protection, okay, second patriarch protection. We went to a lake there. I was playing with the young novice monks, and they went back. They went back to the temple for lunch. It was around 11 o'clock. I was the last one to leave. Okay, so the boys, I made sure the boys under my supervision got back and got off the rock, overlooking the lake, the water there. So after they're gone, I sat there. I wanted to be by myself. Okay, kids, they get on your nerve. And then I was enjoying myself. And okay, now I think we should go back. And I'm hungry. Let's go back and eat. I stood up and I slipped, so I fell down. Okay, it's a tall rock. It's about 6-7 feet away from the water. It's high. okay? Yeah, 6-7 feet, approximately, maybe a little bit more. And so I fell down, and at that moment, I decided, okay, if I hit something down there, I hit something down there. Forget about full lotus, forget about cultivation. So I just embrace myself like this and let go, okay? And funny thing is, I plunged into water. There's nothing below it. So it's like a rock overlooking thing, okay? Because I never could look closely, okay? So I slipped and I fell down, and luckily there's some water there, okay? So I climbed up, and it was all wet, okay? So everyone was having lunch, and my sash was wet. I only have one sash, so I didn't wear a sash. So second patriarch came and said, "Where's your sash?" I said, "Oh, sash? Am I supposed to wear a sash?" So anyway, so that's under their protection, okay? And then I went my own place. I cultivated on my own place. And I was doing, scraping the paint off the top of the ceiling. I was doing handyman's work, and I was sitting on the aluminum A-frame ladder, okay, about 6 feet or so. And the ceiling is about 10 feet. Usually the rooms are about 10 feet ceiling, so I had to stand up and reach the top. Okay, I was reaching, and you're scraping, reaching, and then pretty soon, the ladder fell over. Okay, so it's not that high. It's not that high. It's about, the fall is about 8 feet, 7 feet or so. Okay, but very strange thing. It's like a feather floating like this. I landed, and it was like I was like a feather. It's amazing. It's like Bodhisattva grabbed me and talking about protection. That's when I believe in Bodhisattvas now. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. Just for reference, for my fellow Dungeons and Dragons players, that's called a feather fall.
The feather fall. It's beautiful. I knew that I expected to go like this because the ladder's like this, and remember the rock experience? I was just bracing myself. Okay, I'm going to hit my head. Fine. Okay? I'm going like this. I didn't do anything. I just sat there, and the thing leaned over. So I went with it. So I was sitting on that thing there, and then I reach over, and then it tilted because I reached on the wrong side. I was stupid. You see, the A-frame ladder is like this. You don't want to reach this way. I was doing that. I was stupid. The wall's right here. The A-frame's like this. I was reaching this further and further. So I was reaching more and more, and this thing fell. And right there is a mantle of the chimney. Okay? So I was reaching there, and I expected my head to hit it, and I completely ignored it. And like a feather. That's protection, folks. Okay? I let go. I said, if I get hurt, I get hurt. Yes, 7.
Master, so now I get it. So you know how I was having the pain for the UTI? And so I was at the hospital, and so I was reciting and crossing my legs. And I was telling Venerable XS that, I was telling her that, like, my body was in pain, but I was not feeling the pain. And I said, I don't know how to explain that. So that is, now I understand, I was under your protection. So I just wanted to say thank you because I had never experienced that. Like the body is in great pain, but I was not in pain. And even though doctor and the nurse were trying to figure it out, and they were trying to medicate me for the UTI, and it came out like the results that I was really low in potassium and magnesium. And then for the results later on, with the first blood drawing, they say you are really messed up. But I was not having, like I can see the body having the pain, but I was not having the pain. And they can see me so calm, and it seems like they keep on saying, you messed up something. And then the second blood that they withdraw the blood, they were like, like, no, you're not low in potassium, and no, you're not low in magnesium, and which is you don't have no infection. You don't. So now I understand that. Like, is that it? That I can see the body in pain, but I was not having the pain. And then as I continue reciting and listening to reciting the medicine mantra, then by the end of when I was in the hospital, all the pain was gone. But I never got to be like, oh, it hurts. Like I can see the body in pain, but I'm not in pain, and I don't know how to explain that. So I was telling just Venerable XS, like, is that protect?
Was that you, XS?
Yeah. Yeah, I call it XS.
Well, the thing, folks, is that, as I told you earlier, there are too many of us. We don't know which one it is.
Oh. Well, thank you so much, whoever that was.
Okay. Anyone else has a funny story to tell? Yeah? I forgot another funny story. I slipped my mind again. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. I have a story to share. There was one evening, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years ago, we wanted to move some older refrigerators or freezers up from here in Southern California up to DTT. And we were using the red truck, and I remember these are older models, so they were not built with, they were super heavy. They were robust. I mean, if I told you each one weighed 400 pounds, it easily weighed 400 pounds, and lifting weight like that up 5 feet in the air into the bed of the pickup truck is not easy.
Yeah.
And I remember looking around, and it was like me, Juan Tek Sanim, maybe 2 other Dharma brothers, and other people, and Dharma sisters were there too, but no offense, you kind of need some strength to lift these heavy things. And I was like, I don't know if we're going to do this.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Enough muscles. No way.
Even on my best day, you need a couple people. And we went to lift the refrigerator up, and it was like this, I'll never forget it. It was like this gust of wind.
Oh, it's a $200 refrigerator, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking?
We buy cheap stuff. No one wants, because no one can load it up.
Right. These are like monstrosities.
Yeah, they're.
But it was at night, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna try, and it was like a gust of wind when everybody picked it up and placed it in the back of the pickup. Like there was just. I've lifted plenty of heavy weights. I've lifted heavy weights with people. I've never experienced like a cloud of air just whoop, like effortless.
Yeah, really. You should. Now the funny story is that Jung in San Jose and Dewey went to buy some benches from a church Okay, and they're trying to get rid of the benches. They're like $10 a piece. So we bought them all. And so we brought them back, and they placed it around, and then we had to move it. And so Jung and Dewey was trying to move. And they said, no, these are very heavy. We need more people. I came over and lifted myself in one arm. I said, this one? The Vietnamese, they look big, but actually they have no muscles. But you see, the Americans are for real. See, he could lift 500 pounds. The Vietnamese cannot even lift. 2 Vietnamese cannot even lift a pew about half of the size of pew right there. Would you like to hear another funny story I remember now? I went to the optometrist in Korea, and they took, it's a fancy one. They have all these machineries. They go in, they make you look, and they blow airs at you, and they test your eyes, and then they make you look through this program, and then they measure, they're like 100 different measurements. Your eyes are round, oval, and, your refraction, whatever it is. And they did it to Xin first. Okay, these are the glasses I got from, I think she got her glasses from that, okay? And then I had to change my sunglasses, prescription. I didn't want this. This is expensive. I don't want to buy another one for at least 10 years. So they measure all the thing. I was sitting there, I said, wow, this is technology, man. This is so cool. I never saw anything like this before. Okay, it's so fun. Okay? And they charge us an arm and a leg too, ultimately, yeah. But anyway, you got to pay for the technology. I don't mind. So after she's done, and we said, wow, this is so beautiful. It's my turn. So I went there, and they did the same thing, exact same thing. You sit there, and and put your head against it like that, and then open your eyes, and they started measuring. Look on the back, and then I got naughty. So I messed my eyes up. So she there, and she after she looked at the results, said, all the readings are wrong. Huh? Well, I didn't want her to read my eyes, so. Because they read Xin already. So I know, it works, okay, for her. So for my turn, I say, can I not allow them to look at my eyes? Because none of their business. So I messed up all the readings, and after a while, 5-10 minutes of her trying and doing it over and over again, she said, okay, never mind, it's okay. And so they get a prescription, but didn't go into how sick my eyes were and any deformity or something worthwhile to put on TikTok. See, that relates to all the readings I'm talking about. Readings are not for us. When we don't want to, they can't read us. Xin would let them read her. Can't do that to me. I value my privacy. I'm deformed. I am the one to know. You don't have to. It's fun. We cultivate. We go out to town, and we have fun with people. All right, it's, anyway. Anything else? Any other stories? Does Master O. Abbott would like to relate any story to us? JMT.
Ông có một vấn đề cũng mắc giống thầy là cách đây khoảng tuần thì bên Cây Sơn nó gọi con về San Phan là 21 tháng 3 để khám nữa. Thì hôm trước khi con lên San Phan đó ở với Rosemead nó biểu là chờ khoảng 2 tuần nữa nó mổ lần thứ 2. Một cái minor surgery nữa. Thì con lên xuống pháp tạng hoài không có thì giờ cái ông bác sĩ nó thôi mày chuyển lên San Phan luôn đi. Chuyển lên con khám rồi thì bữa nay nó gọi phone nữa là nó gọi message là 21 tháng 3 này con phải ra lên nữa. Mà con không thể nào rời đại hàng khóa 30 ngày. Mà nếu về San Phan á, thì không biết bao lâu nó làm cho mình. Thì con mới quyết định là bây giờ con khám ở đại hàng thì con chấp nhận con trả. Thì sư cô hỏi nó khoảng tất cả là khoảng 2.000 đô. Thì ông nhận con trả. Con trả tiền túi con trả. Thì cách đây khoảng 1 tuần lên khám thì họ nói chỉ có cái tròng con mắt ở trong nó sưng chút xíu thôi. Nhỏ thuốc hết chứ không cần phải mổ. Thì giờ con đang nhỏ 1 ngày 2 lần vậy thôi. Không phải đi về San Phan để mổ nữa. Mắc cườm á.
So, Master, I have a problem, my eyes problem, just like you. So, a week ago, Kaiser called me to set up an appointment around 21st of March. So, waiting for me to come back to Rosemead to have a second minor surgery. So, back then, I was at DTT. I have to drive all the way down to Rosemead and just back and forth like that. And they tell me that I should have moved my my doctor to San Francisco, that it is easier. So then today again, 21st of March, they told me to have an appointment, but I cannot leave Korea more than 30 days. So I decided to have my eye checked out in Korea. I just need to pay $2,000 from personal pocket. That's fine. It's not a problem. But they found out that it's just the pupil of my eyes has a little bit of redness. So I just need to use the eye drop to cure that. So then I don't have to have another operation about catalyst of my eyes. Is that problem?
Oh, that's why I heard you went to see an eye doctor. I see. Don't worry, you need an operation. The temple will pay for it. Don't worry. Okay? All right. That's enough gossiping tonight. Thank you, everyone. We stop here tonight.